Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Skyler here from Navigating This, and thanks for tuning in. So today I'm gonna make a bit of an impromptu video. I didn't really think about making this video. It just sort of popped in my head and I thought I should probably talk about this. And I want to talk about my ethnic and cultural identity and sort of what I struggled growing up with, because people could not put a label on what I was growing up, and I really struggled with that into my adult years. So my mom is Native American, Jamaican, Panamanian, and Irish. But if you looked at her, you would think that she's just a beautiful Black woman. You wouldn't know that she is all of these different ethnicities, and she also speaks Spanish. So you'd be very confused when you saw this Black lady speaking Spanish. And my dad is the white guy. He's Irish, German, and Scottish. We're not 100%, and I have not taken one of those tests to tell you where exactly you're from. I'm so interested in doing that. I think I should actually film that. That'd be fun. But no, we haven't done that yet. So when I was in elementary school, everything was fine. I didn't really struggle with my ethnic identity. But when I got into middle school, girls were really, really mean to me. They would run their fingers through my hair and call my hair nappy and tell me I'm not Black and I'm a white girl, or I'm white and I'm not a Black girl. And I didn't understand why, and I didn't understand why they were trying to put a label on me. And you know, I was young, so I thought because they're trying to put a label on who I am, I have to put a label on myself. It's just like so confusing. I didn't understand why people were saying these super mean things to me, because I identified as Latina. I identified as Panamanian because that was the cultural root. Those were the cultural roots that my grandmother raised us with. That's what my mother raised us with. And so I was always very close with my Panamanian family growing up, and I kept trying to explain that to people, and they just didn't get it. And you know, middle school is such a crappy time, and kids are so mean. So it was probably like the worst time of my life. It was awful. And I would tell my mom, I would come home from school and I would ask my mom, like, what are we? Like, am I Black? And she would tell me, you're mixed. What do you mean are you Black? Like, you're Panamanian, Jamaican, you're Irish, you're German, you're Scottish, like you're mixed. You're a mixed kid. But you have a really big Panamanian family that you spend a lot of time with. And she would tell me that, but I would still pay so much attention to what other people were saying and trying to put their ideas into my head. I understand now because I'm an adult, and I get that that's just a crappy age for kids because they're going through so much and they're developing and they don't know what to do with their emotions and they don't know who they are. So they're also going through sort of an identity crisis. So now that the term Afro-Latina is out there and people know what it is, it just makes me so happy, because now when I go places and people ask me what my ethnicity is, I can tell them my mom is Panamanian, Jamaican, Afro-Latina, and my dad is Irish, German, Scottish, and people get it now. And it's weird because it wasn't that long ago that people didn't get it, and I can only imagine what it was like when my mom was growing up, because she had the exact same problems that I did. People would tell her, why are you Black and you speak Spanish? And like, that's just so mean. Like, how can you say that? Why are you Black and you speak Spanish? So she was very confused growing up also, I think, and she struggled with that. And she sort of helped me get through that because she understood what I was going through. I remember feeling so relieved when middle school was over. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. And when I finally got into high school, I felt like it was a complete new beginning. And I could be the person that I wanted to be and identify with whoever I wanted to identify with. I went to an amazing high school, and so I'm very grateful that I found that safe place after middle school. My second year in high school, I went to Panama with my family for the very first time. And it was such an amazing trip, and I'll always remember it because we took our grandmother with us, and being there with her was extremely special. But it was also amazing to be there because I finally saw people that looked like me. And it was the first time I just remember walking down the street in Panama City and saying, oh my gosh, like these people look like me. Like this is what I am. And that was something that I'll always remember for the rest of my life. It was so special. And I saw sort of my mom's roots, and I saw my grandmother's roots, and I saw people that looked like her. And I know that it probably sounds sort of strange, but it felt like things just started to make sense for my cultural and ethnic identity. Like when I finally went to Panama and I saw my Panamanian family and sort of saw where our roots are from, that made sense to me. It was like I had these missing pieces to a puzzle, and those were finally the missing pieces that I needed to put myself together. And as I went into college, things got better, and as I've become an adult, things have even gotten better. So I don't carry that weight with me anymore of worrying about who I am or where I come from or putting a label on myself, you know? I shouldn't have to put labels on myself because someone else wants to put labels on what I am culturally or ethnically. You know, and really have to say, and I stress saying culturally and ethnically because I connect the most with my Panamanian culture, even though my ethnicity is from a lot of different countries. But my grandmother instilled those Panamanian cultural roots so deeply within us that that's what I think of when I think of my cultural roots, my Panamanian family. And now living in Italy, it's a lot more diverse than I thought it was going to be. And the Italians are very accepting of people from all different places in the world, especially in South Italy and Calabria. I think having a good idea of your ethnic and cultural background is so helpful for young people because it's important to know where you came from. And if you don't really know where you came from, you, especially at a young age, you allow other people to label you and put their opinions on you, and they're telling you what you are instead of you finding out who or what you are, where you came from, what your ethnic and cultural background is. And it just helps to put your identity, it helps sort your identity out. It's definitely a piece of who you are. And, you know, you may not, I know there's, and today I don't follow all of the Panamanian traditions and customs, and I'm definitely an American Panamanian, but knowing where I came from, where my family's from, is very, very important to me. And it's just helpful to know where you came from. So if there's, I know there's a lot of people out there who struggle with their identity, and your cultural and ethnic identity is not 100% of who you are, but knowing that and having that information is helpful, especially when you're young. I think when you're young, you really need that because it helps build a foundation. It's like your roots. And you need that structure sort of to help you grow into the person that you're going to become as an adult. And that's something I really want to help my kids with. You know, Giuseppe is Italian, Calabrian to be specific, and their culture is so insanely thick. Everybody here knows exactly where they come from. Like, he can trace his family back hundreds of years. He knows where his name came from and like where his family's from. They know everything. They know what properties they owned back in the day. They know everything because family and heritage is so important here. And so there is not that ethnic or cultural, so he didn't grow up with lacking an ethnic or cultural system. He knew exactly who he was and where he came from ethnically and culturally. And I just think that's so important. So that's my spiel. I hope that wasn't too heavy for you. It's a happy ending. It can't be too heavy. All right. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comment section and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Go ahead and check me out on navigatingthis.com or my Instagram, and I'll catch you next time. Have a great day. Bye.